Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another day of the Agile Scrum. We are in week 3 and heading gradually. However, today I wish to clear some core concept that is required, because last time the kind of summary I had received and the kind of calls I have received, and I spoke with few of you, I understood that it is quite important to clarify on some core concept. So that's the reason I'll be taking some time to do so. However, please do me clear that you can hear me well. Can all of you hear me well?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for your confirmation.
Yes.
Before we get started, let me quickly ask you another important question. Is there anyone over here who has recently joined? Means it is going to be your day 1 or day 2?
It's me, Arushi. I joined like today. It's my first
Okay,
day.
awesome. Arushi, please introduce yourself, including your name, from where you are connecting, your educational background, as well as any experiential background. I meant to say any work experience. If you have, mention that as well. So over to you, Arushi.
Okay, my name is Arushi Chopra, and I'm connecting from Windsor, Ontario. And I have education, accounting, and finance. And I worked as an accountant and a restaurant manager for some time. Yeah.
Awesome, Arushi. And okay, great to have you, and welcome to another day of the Agile Scrum. Everyone can type into chat window. Welcome, Arushi. So having said so, let's get started. And how we are going to get started, all of you know that this is going to be 8 weeks of journey. Those who have started today, few of you might cover with the recording, but the way we will mature, few will have to start with the next batch as well, continue with the next batch as well, so that you all can keep in mind other who all can attend the next batch as well, whenever it is going to start next month or next month or so, towards the end of next month or so, all of you, and till what time? Until you get place. So that's the liberty and that you can leverage. So that you need to know. Thank you so much, everyone, for typing welcome. So let's get started. Another thing before we complete this journey, remember, without some guidelines, this journey, if you try to complete, there are chances you might get deviate, because I might be talking about ABC, and you and me both live in the world of information, and some information which might not be so required may help you to get deviated from the track, from your goal, right? And that's the reason we have something what we call it as a code of honor. What do we call it as, everyone?
Code of honor. Code
Yes.
of honor.
And let's repeat that. Let's take it as a reminder. I'm going to quickly share that, and let me know the moment you get to see that code of honor. By the way, before I share that with you, I'll have to open that code of honor to share with you. So let me open that up. Okay. I'm opening it up, and I'm going to share after that. It is opening, and yeah, it has opened. Now I'm going to share my screen. Please confirm if you can see my screen, everyone.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you so much. So Agile is full of ceremonies. Ceremonies means what, everyone? Meetings. That's absolutely right. I'm so glad that you remember, and you can quickly identify. Ceremonies, we call it in Agile, are various meetings, and those meetings, especially from Scrum Master, future Scrum Master are you, demand from you to show up live. First of all, you always need to remember in all those meetings, you be on time, remain punctual, remain highly committed. Okay.
Definitely.
So this is one thing. And why do you need to remember that? Why do you need to follow that now, even though you are just a future Scrum Master for now. So remember, there are two things. One, once you will start doing it here now, considering training itself as a project, there are chances once you get placed, you will be able to replicate that. That's number one. Number two, while you start doing it, the universal law applies that says that how you do anything is how you do everything. Everywhere you will start showcasing and demonstrating this trait. So that's the reason number one is very, very important. Number two, in this journey, you are learning, and when you are learning, you become by default student, right? Do you all agree? Yes or yes? Yeah, you can unmute and say yes. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Okay, and you don't have to be the student, you have to be full stack student. What does it mean? It means that those who do all the assignments does self-research and repeat whatever you have learned. What exactly happens while you do so? Does it really require? If you'll say once you have learned, it doesn't require you to do so. But exactly what happens, few people come to me and say whatever you have said in last time, that is not matching in the next session what you have spoken. And when I go back and listen to those elements again, I identify what exactly the candidate is trying to say and where he is confused, and that helps me to clear those clouds. And that's the reason it is quite necessary to continue to interact with your trainer, so that trainer will know whether you are taking some false belief in your mind or you are going ahead with the clarity. And for that very reason, we have something to which we call it as assignments that you need to do, said and unsaid assignment. So we'll be talking about that. But remember, while you do all those things, take the full responsibility. What I mean that you need to take the responsibility of your own success. That's all right, you will do, but also take the full responsibility of your own failure. Just because you don't understand few things, it doesn't mean that you will shut the door and you will say that I'm not going to talk to you. Something that doesn't happen. Okay, this is not the Scrum Masters and business analyst behavior. Their approach is to ask more question, and by asking more question, the moment you realize that there is a failure, you are going to take full responsibility of it. And by doing so, what is going to happen, you may take the responsibility to correct it as well, and that failure doesn't remain the failure, that will become the success. Okay, ultimately that's the reason it is called as trail for the success. So that is code of honor number 3. The fourth one, to do so, it really requires a concrete mindset, and agile is full of the various mindset, and one which comes from lean management, that is called as continuous learning, to which we call it as a learning mindset. The second one talks about more learner you become, you will eventually become positive minded. More positive minded you will become, your focus goes towards more of the delivery, and you become more complaint free. More complaint free you will become, you will find yourself, you are going to get yourself loaded with more gratitude, and gratitude leads to happiness. Happiness is today's new productivity, and that's the demand of the corporate. And that's the reason the concrete mindset is very, very important. And the fifth one that says, where did it go? Okay, the fifth one that says to start adapting such mindset, you need to start your day with the receptivity. And for that very reason, we have something 30 days audio challenge program, for which I ask each one of you to participate in that. And that is going to affect every corner and every course of your life positively. And you can listen to this audio program every single day before you start your day, or while you start your day. When you are either jogging, walking and running, that time you can utilize this audio tool just to listen and see how you are getting tuned towards the success. Okay, so this link you can ask me to after the end of the session. Just ping me and I'll share the link with you. That is the number one, inside increasing receptivity. Second, we are learning something very, very deep. And for that, you need to remember golden quadrant of learning. Any new learning, if you apply this golden quadrant of learning, you are going to see the magical result of it. And what are those steps of golden quadrant of learning? That says that start any learning with the declaration, and once you declare, remember to anchor with the declaration. And the moment you are done with declaration with anchor, then take a deep dive into deep learning. After your learning is over, means whatever you have learned, what you have decided to learn, once you have learned that, then draw within 24 hours whatever you have learned. And the magical activities are that when you repeat this activity for 3 times, how many times, everyone?
3.
3 times. And when you do this for 3 times, this is going to retain in your memory forever. So minimum trial is 3 times. Declare with anchor, learn and draw. And once you are clear, very much confident that these things I know very, very much, then come back and summarize whatever you have learned in a way, in a simple way that even 5 years old can understand. And trust me, you will be able to do that the moment you apply this first 3 steps thrice. Okay, so it is advised when you are doing this and learning something for more than 20 minutes, it is advised take a break of 5 minutes after 20 minutes of learning. Okay, and then continue to repeat it. Okay, so keep this as some yardstick that it is going to help you to memorize it for a longer period of time and understand you as it will help you to understand the topic as well. Having said so, because we are taking a deep dive into deep learning, why not we also start with the declaration with the anchor. So how we are going to get started? So you know the anchor, what is going to be the anchor? And by the way, Arushi, to you, have you listened to any past of the recording so far?
Yes, I listened to like 3, first
Okay,
and
you're
second
done.
one.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. So you also know the drill. So what exactly we do? So everyone be ready. What we are going to do at the count of 3, we are going to put the anchor. Anchor is the self high-five or the clap. Okay, and then we will declare what is selected on the screen. Can you all see what the statement that is selected on the screen that you are going to repeat after me?
Yes.
Okay, that you are going to repeat after me. So get ready. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. I'm a quick learner.
I'm a quick learner.
What others can learn and master,
What others can learn and master.
I too can do that.
I
I too can do that.
One more time with the anchor. 1, 2, 3, and clap and repeat. Because I'm an awesome learner.
Because I'm an awesome learner.
Today's learning is going to be
Today's learning is going to be
super duper easy to me.
super duper easy to me.
Yes, exactly. It is going to be, because just now you said so. And remember the 6th code of honor on this path, because you are heading towards not only just learning, but also towards earning. 2 things you need to remember, because you are learning, some of you coming from the various experiences, vast experiences, and those experiences may become just excuse me, I had to go on mute. Yeah, so what I was telling that because few of you may be repeating these things, and a few of me are coming from the vast knowledge, and some of you are 15, 20, 26 years of experience. It goes quite tough to receive something when you are learning something new or relearning something. So for that very reason, the code of honor 6 says that be a giver, keeping ego away on the path of learning, let you learn deeper. Okay, and that's the reason it keeps you more spiritually grounded on the path of growth. But what does it mean? Spiritually grounded means your happiness level increases, and happiness is today's new productivity, and this is demanded by corporate. Okay, so remember to keeping ego away. And while you are learning, if you have learned properly, you are heading towards the earning. That's your ultimate goal. And if you are already earning, then you must do this. okay? Not just intent only if you are yet to begin to earn, but if you are already earning, then start doing the quick charity, giving away 5% of 10 or 10% of your earning to wherever you believe in, whatever kind of a charity, like it could be feeding to hungry children, or donating to orphanages, or joining in some causes, or donating to any temple, churches, or mosque, wherever you believe in. Why? Because when you give, you grow. When you receive, you may survive. And I'm sure you're not here just for the survival, but for the growth as well. And just don't start giving away for the sake of growth, but also to inspire others by your this deed. And why I'm so much confident in sharing that? Because I have more than 138 paid clients or students. They believe in this, they do this, and they see its multiple results. If you will also start doing it, if you are already earning, trust me, it is going to bring the magical result from the un unknown places, okay? And you will continue to wonder how does it start happening. So having said so, while you do so, remember to appreciate what you do, what others do for you, and even what does not happen to you. Remember what you appreciates you back. So continue to appreciate for all your contribution, and whatever the contribution others are doing, and something does not happen to you, trust me, that is going to also help you to appreciate further. So having said so, remember now how we are going to remain connected. Sunday is going to be technical session, 9:30 p.m. Monday, assignment that you are going to do what you have learned on Sunday. Two types of assignments, said and unsaid. Unsaid assignment, as always, whatever you have learned, its summary within less than 90 minutes, you are going to record in a video, and you are going to submit in WhatsApp group, okay? If you are not comfortable, there is no compulsion. But why recommendation from my end? Because you are going to face clients, you need to speak with them. So just hiding behind veil won't help you. So for that, you need to become the expert in the subject, and this is not for everyone. I know that not everyone can do that, but in case you are here, you are listening to me, it means that you can do that. Trust me, just try it. We are just like a family. If you'll do that, you will see your own confidence, and the clarity in the subject will go. And because few of you have submitted few video, I decided that few things I need to clarify in front of you, okay? So that only happened because you submitted assignment. That's the reason. Tuesday is going to be RRRP session, very very important for you to attend every single time, even though it may sound repetitive, and even though you don't find any recording of it. What happens RRP session? Anything that is not related to training, that you can ask over here, and anything which has to be do with your marketing, training, marketing, or marketing, or anything other than training, that you can ask here. And RRP session enhances your visibility, credibility, and marketability. That's the reason RRP session on Tuesday is quite necessary. Even though you find it repetitive, please do that. Don't keep yourself away from it. Otherwise, it's your job, and you just go once or twice and don't continue to go, and then you say that you are not getting job. It means you don't need it, because you are not available over there. That's the reason even RRP team keep on focusing and working for those people who are really chasing these team, and really want to be very very sure that you want to get placed. Second thing, what exactly I'm noticing that in WhatsApp group, you people see some of the requirement, and you just say interested, and you are done. So I'm not sure, the moment you type interested, do you follow up with those HRs? Do you say, hey, did you submit me? Hey, when I said interested, I did not see your response. Sometime it may happen that those HR may not respond to you. Then what do you need to do? Just keep sitting quiet and not following up? No, that's not the case. You
No
won't
follow-up.
get So you need to be behind those people and those HRs and continue to ask, what is happening? Are you submitting me, not submitting me? So this is for those people who are just typing interested. And by any chance, if you are listening this section in the recording, please follow it. Well, please be in touch with your HRs. Okay, just don't type interested. Be with them and just get confirmation until really they submit you. So this is a quick reminder to all those who are typing interested or who would be typing interested. Having said so, technical session again 9:30 p.m. on Tuesday. Wednesday, you are doing the assignment what you have learned on Tuesday, and Thursday again repeat RRP session, please, because you know the drill. That enhances your visibility, credibility, and marketability. And the Friday, go back, do your own research, repeat whatever you have learned, complete the assignment in case at all pending, and be prepared with the question that you need to ask so that you get the answer of it. And Saturday, you can choose to relax or just take it as a breather day. Having said so, let's get started, deep dive towards what we have to learn. But before we get started, Amit has a question. Yes, Amit, over to you. You have some question.
Yeah, Gaurav sir, in the slide, it was Sunday and Monday were tech sessions, but in the slide it's showing Tuesday. So is there a change of schedule or is that an error in the slide?
Okay, so there is no Tuesday. That's the only RRP session. So let me quickly repeat that.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Okay, you saw that. So yeah. Let me see. Here you go. Now you won't see because it was an error. So thank you so much for pointing, Amit. Appreciate that. Yeah.
No, so I just wanted to know the schedule. If it's changed, then I need to align my work accordingly.
It is not. So thank you so much for pointing.
Good.
And yeah, I was so much in flow that I did not even notice. So thank you so much for noticing that. And do we all agree to follow this code of honor, everyone? Because this is going to help us only.
Definitely. Yeah? Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for your confirmation. So can we get started quickly on the topic? So before we start the topic, let me bring something what we have already learned. And even before I bring that, quickly, I want you to take the screenshot of it because it tells you that what we are going to learn. You see, initially the plan was to complete everything within 6 weeks, but we have added something extra in this entire structure so that we can give you something more and more concrete and that will make you more ready. So this is the structure of this training program so that you should not come back and say that you are not aware of the structure and syllabus. So is it clear to all of you? Yeah? Can you all see that?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you so much. Sir. Because someone told me that they had complained in the past that did not aware of the structure. So I thought that it's quite important. It is always there. This structure, where else you do see? So in maximum of the video, there in the thumbnail itself, you will see the structure is very well kept over there. So it is always there in the thumbnail that appears in front of you from week 1 to week 8. Having said so, let me quickly pull the Scrum framework itself because that is quite necessary for me to explain in front of you. What do you all see on the screen?
Your whiteboard.
Okay, you see the whiteboard. Okay.
We see the timetable.
Okay, you see the timetable. Okay. So thank you so much. I'm going to stop again the screen and going to share something in front of you. That is going to be Scrum framework. Okay. So I'm sure that many of you know that I have seen this screen, but still I want you to remember because I need to clear something very, very important. And that is the reason I'm bringing the screen in front of you. Okay, now what you all can see.
Scrum sprint.
Scrum sprint.
Okay, so now let me tell you that forget about the Scrum sprint and remember this is the Scrum framework. What it is, everyone?
Scrum framework.
This Scrum framework talk about 4 ceremonies. How many ceremonies, everyone?
Four ceremonies.
Four ceremonies.
Yes. And the first ceremony is sprint planning. What is that? Sprint planning meeting.
Planning.
Yeah. Sprint planning meeting will go up to 8 hours for 4-week long sprint, right?
4 weeks.
Yeah. If your sprint means what, everyone?
Iteration.
It's a period.
Time.
It's a period, it's a time, it's a iteration. All the answer are brilliant and right. Okay. So if you have decided, or product owner and the entire team decides that this sprint will go for 4 weeks, it means sprint planning will run for how many hours?
8 hours.
8 hours.
8 hours.
If it is for 2 weeks, how many hours it should run?
4 hours.
4 hours.
4 hours.
Absolutely brilliant. You know this. Okay. This is the first ceremony. Second ceremony that happens daily, to which we call it as a daily stand-up or daily scrum meeting. Okay. Daily scrum meeting. And this goes for how long? It happens daily, where you literally stand up, and it goes for, absolutely right, for 15 minutes. That's absolutely right. And it happens daily. Okay. It happens daily. So can you tell me, daily scrum meeting, is it part of sprint planning meeting?
No.
No.
Absolutely right. This is not the part of sprint planning meeting. Sprint planning meeting is separate ceremony altogether, and daily scrum is the separate ceremony altogether. Daily scrum is not the part of sprint planning meeting. Okay, both are the separate meetings, separate ceremonies. Because few of you told me, and I understand from few of you, you might have spoken to me just in rush and quoted that daily scrum is the part of sprint planning. No, both are the separate one. So that is the second ceremony. The third ceremony, very, very important. What exactly happened in sprint planning meeting? What generally you do? What generally, and when it happens? While you
From the
all... Yeah, go ahead.
From the backlog, we'll decide what would be the actual how many sprints we would do, and then decide the duration of those sprints.
Yeah. So actually, what do we do in sprint planning meeting? Who can say that?
We align the items to that particular sprint.
We plan.
We plan. In a simple sense, we plan, right? We plan.
Right.
We do all
Right.
those activity, whatever you have said is right. But in a nutshell, we plan. Okay. We don't execute. We don't literally start working into that, right? So we just plan. Are we all good with this? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And the moment we do plan, the plan is over. What should we do then? After planning?
Implementation.
Implementation. Absolutely right. So we will execute, and in implementation, coder will code, development team consists of coder, business analyst, and testers, all of them. Okay, so in Scrum world, this is called as development team, and when product owner joins in and Scrum master joins them, it is called as a Scrum team. Is it clear?
Yes.
Who all
Yes.
are consist of development team and who all are consist of Scrum team. Okay, so in implementation, everyone does their own work. Business analyst will do analysis and design, then coder will code, tester will test, architect will start creating architectures and all. Solution architect will have their own work. DevOps team will start doing their development operations and operations of deployment and all these things happen. While this is happening, every single day we meet for sync up. Okay, and everyone is present there, and they talk about 3 items. And what are those 3 items?
What has been
what
done?
happened, done, what's will be done
needs to
today,
be
and
done.
what needs to be done.
What needs to be done?
Okay, and what else?
And any challenges.
And
Any
challenge.
obstacles.
Absolutely right. So
Impediment.
impediments, absolutely right. These things is pretty much clear. And is it clear to all of you who did not even speak? Is it clear to you all as well?
Can you repeat that part? Can you repeat that part again?
Okay, remember like this, daily scrum, we talk about three things. The very first one is last 8 means last 8 hours what you had done. Okay. Next 8 means next 8 hours what you are planning to do. Okay. And bottleneck. Bottleneck means any impediments, any challenges, any obstacle are you finding to continue to your work? Is what is stopping you to move your work from left to right? Left to right means from to do to doing. Is it clear?
Yes.
These three things we
Yes,
talk
sir.
generally.
Yes, sir.
Now, one fine day you do while you are implementing, repeating daily scrum, implementing, repeating daily scrum. One fine day, all of a sudden you find that, hey, we are towards almost end of the sprint, and just 2-3 days before only, our every user stories you are ready. User stories have come from where?
From the to-do list, from the backlog to the epic.
Product owner.
Brilliant.
Product.
Yeah. So both the answers is right. Product owner only develops the product backlog. Product backlog becomes sprint backlog when it is discussed in the sprint planning meeting. Okay. And this backlog only gets converted into user story. And with user story, you get action item. Okay. So this is how it has evolved from requirement to epic. Epic becomes the product backlog, and product backlogs becomes sprint backlog, and sprint backlog become user story. Is it clear? This journey is clear to you? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And these user stories only are called these user stories are only again they get broken down into actionable items. And the moment you realize, yeah, Veena have some question, and then after Veena's question,
Sir, is it right to say that the user stories are coming from sprint planning?
yeah, you can do so. And I'll be
Okay.
also talking exactly when user stories are cooked and who cooked them.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll be talking about that. So here till sprint planning and its implementation, we are very much clear. Now all the user stories are ready. Not all the user story, the one which we had decided to complete into the sprint planning meeting, and that becomes the sprint goal. What it becomes, everyone?
Sprint goal.
Sprint goal.
Sprint goal. That's right. The moment it's done, we invite to our very dear for whom we are working, and we call them in the another ceremony to which we call it as what?
Sprint review.
Sprint review
Sprint
meetings.
review.
Sprint review.
And to whom we do call the special person in this meeting?
Stakeholder.
Stakeholders are customer mainly, customer sponsors to whom we call. And in last session, I believe you might have learned that sprint review is a kind of a demonstration, but it is not a demonstration. Okay. Sprint review is a review where you talk about not what you have coded. You used to talk about what you have coded earlier, but now you will talk about how and what you have added value. Because at the end, what do? You are adding value, just not finishing up work. Okay. That sprint review for 4 weeks of sprint review will go for 4 hours. For 2 weeks of sprint review will go for 2 hours. Is it clear? Time duration is clear. That sprint review ceremony meeting will run for how long? Is it clear? 4 weeks. If sprint's duration is 4 weeks, how long it will be? Sprint
4
review?
hours.
4 hours.
4 hours.
4 hours. See, get very differentiated. Sprint planning is a different ceremony that will run for 8 hours. But sprint review is a different ceremony. Okay, that will run for 4 hours. Is it clear? So keep this separate.
Yes.
I saw some of the confusion there as well. That's the reason I'm clarifying. Now, in this sprint review meeting, 2 weeks of duration of implementation work will be done in 2 hours. And in this review, just you don't talk about what you have added value, but you also talk about how did you add value. what you face as an obstacle, how did you overcome? Okay, and then the customer realize your hard work, then your customer realize why you had to drop some item and why you had to add some item. And the moment customer see that you have done absolutely wonderful job, they and just don't break the ceremony just in a very monotonous manner. Go ahead, appreciate, clap for each other's work, give each other high five, appreciate them, you have done a great job and all. And that creates bonding with customer as well. Okay, so always go have, and Scrum Master can have such a facilitation for sprint review meeting. Is it clear? Are you able to visualize when you are inside the room talking with the customers already, and telling that how the entire team has contributed into these user stories and customer is happy? You can give your peers high five as well and say, great job, wonderful. As a future product owner, you can appreciate, even though it is going to be very, very professional, but you have to bring the celebration as well. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Having said so, let me ask you, then tell me, is sprint review meeting is part of sprint planning meeting?
No.
Are you all clear? It is not a sprint, not the part of sprint planning meeting. Sprint review is?
Yes.
Different.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
clear.
awesome. Thank you so much for confirming that sprint review is not a part of sprint planning meeting, because it is not the part of sprint planning meeting. Just underline it, because I heard few of you said that sprint review is part of sprint planning meeting. Okay, when I was talking to you, I get to know from you that it is part of sprint planning meeting. No, it is separate ceremony altogether. This becomes ceremony number 3, and now after that comes sprint retrospective meeting. But sprint review meeting, immediately what you will do, you will do the deployment. It will move from from vendor to the customer. Now customer will start working on it, right? So the moment it is shipped to the customer, whatever you have developed, it has been now in territory of customer. Customer is going to use that software. Now, before you enter into the next iteration, you will choose some backlog item to discuss in the next sprint planning meeting. Remember, as a future Scrum Master, to run a sprint retrospective meeting is the 4th ceremony. What is that, everyone? The 4th ceremony?
Retrospective.
Retrospective. So what do we do in this retrospective?
To see
We
what went
retrospect
right
what
and
happened
what went
in the
wrong.
sprint.
Yeah, what went
What
right
can
and what went, yeah.
And
How
what
That's
can we
done in the
improve?
future?
Yes, brilliant.
Yes.
So you discuss about what was wrong, what was right, and what we can do better. Okay.
What better we can.
Exactly. And you take an action item so that those action item can be implemented when?
In the next
In
sprint.
the next
In the
sprint.
next sprint.
Brilliant. That's absolutely right. Yes, it can be implemented into the next sprint. So, and here we do that. Now, what exactly happened? Now it is very crucial, and you need to understand, which I'm bringing for you. When developer develops, so these are the 4 ceremony I have spoken, and I have made it very, very much clear that other ceremonies are not part of sprint planning. All the ceremonies are different, so be very much clear on it. So what exactly happened when coder is coding? Okay, when coder is coding, he will start coding in his local machine, right? Yes or yes?
Yes,
Right.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. He will obviously code into his local machine. Okay. And which is also known as local environment. Okay. What it is called as? Which environment, everyone?
Local
Local
environment.
environment.
Now, in this local environment, when he is coding, what extra he will do? He will do one very important thing. He will, before he pushes us to the next level, when he is sure that it has been done, so what he does, he unit test it. What he does?
Unit test.
Unit test.
Unit
tester.
test.
Unit tests are nothing but when developer test his own codes. Okay, it is called as unit test. But why you need to know that? Because this terminology, as a business analyst, as a product owner, and a scrum master, you need to know terminology. You need to know, and exactly what happens inside it, that you need to know. You don't need to do this. So that is local. That happens on the local. Now, from here, what exactly is going to happen is this. Okay, the moment the moment the developer is satisfied with the work they have done, okay, and they say that this is really working fine, and this is how I wanted it to make it happen, then they and they are working in a smaller module. Okay, they don't work into the larger chunk of the requirement or large portion of the requirement. They work in the smaller module, and then those module will be shipped further and make accessible to the development team, to whom it will made available. Everyone,
Development team.
development team is not only just you, but your entire team can also access that. And when you can access that, that environment will be called as which environment?
Development.
Local
Environment.
environment.
No.
Okay,
no.
development.
Development
When
environment.
all the developers can access that, that becomes the part of dev environment. Okay, as
Okay.
development environment. Okay, and here what exactly happens? Here developers made sure everything is working, and in this environment, before it moves for the concrete testing, generally it is owned by the dev team only. This environment is owned by dev team only, developers team. And once they are clear, everything is all modules are sitting over here, then what do they first and they deploy it into another environment where they welcome these people to test it. Okay, and tester comes over here, they test it, and to this environment, what we call it as
Testing.
Testing environment.
testing environment. Okay, clear? So from local, where unit test happen, to it goes to testing environment. And in testing environment, in every iteration, things will continue to come. Here tester does initially component testing. Okay, component means smaller module they are receiving from developers, and they will start from component testing, to which they will also call it as a module testing. Okay, so component testing happens, and after component testing, there will be a time where they will integrate everything together. Smaller module when start coming up, say for example, user story came, then user story 2 came, then user story 3 came. They will integrate all of those functionality together when it arrives as development, as the developer. And say for example, everything has been developed. Till sprint 4, we are developing smaller unit, and sprint 5, where our focus is core towards the testing. And in sprint 5, we decided we will integrate everything. So you integrate everything and you give it to the tester for testing. Okay, it becomes integration testing. Clear? Say yes.
Yes,
If you're
yes,
clear.
sir.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
because you're integrating everything together. Yeah, and so far it is going easy for you to understand. You can say yes, if it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
sir.
speak up
Yes.
if you really don't understand. Okay, integration testing. And once integration testing is done, then you also introduce some error you find, because QAs are working over here. Business analysts have eyes on it. Okay, how things are moving, and in case you find some differences or discrepancy, you give it back to development team. So it may happen if functionality is not working, what tester does? They give back to development team. If it is not working as a requirement, they may give it to development team, but it may also happen that a requirement is not very much clear, or requirement is not as per the functionality. Requirement is not as per functionality, and the team decide that requirement has to be upgraded. Then it will come to business analyst if requirement has to be adjusted. Is it clear? The error,
Yes, sir.
the findings will come
Yes,
back
sir.
to the development team for the coding, and for the business analyst for the document fixing. So while it comes, there will be also a time where integration testing is happening, to which we call it as also testing environment. Things will be compiled together as a whole system. You need to test it, to which we call it as a, when you are testing everything together, what it will be called? The entire system is completed and are testing together as a whole system. What kind of testing it will be called? And you need to know as a product owner, as a business analyst, and a
System
Scrum
testing?
Master, and also as a Scrum team. So what
SIT?
it?
System
Yes,
testing?
yes, absolutely right. It is called as system integration testing. Okay, system integration testing. And the environment will be called as what? What environment it will be called, everyone?
Testing
Uh,
Okay, the
System
yes,
environment.
yeah, system environment, or call it as a SIT environment. Clear? Now, the beauty over here is that the moment a SIT environment is ready, now your customer also comes into the picture, okay? And they also start accessing this environment, okay? Just a second. They also start accessing this environment. Means your internal team will test, and also there could be a different mirror of the system environment, system integration testing environment, and where customer will also test it. So from customer ends, who will test that?
Stakeholders?
Yeah, so can you name the position, who all position will be testing it? Because in stakeholder there are multiple people.
Product owner?
No, product owners,
Not
the
product owner, no.
product owner's job is not testing. Who will test it?
Development team?
Okay, if customer has the development team will test, but what exactly their position should be? Generally, who tests it?
Tester.
Tester.
Quality.
Who testers? Is a tester at business, at customer's end, they will test it. Okay. Testers sitting at customer end, they will also test along with your in-house testers. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, one question, please.
Yeah.
So you are saying that the tester team comes with the stakeholders, that with
Yeah.
with the stakeholder and the development team testers also. Both sides testers.
Okay, so when I say development team testers, means you need to remember that in Agile Scrum world, development team consists of testers, business analysts, coders, architect. These all come together and they form the team. This team in Agile world is called as a development team. Okay,
Yes,
clear?
okay.
And when product owner joins in and Scrum Master also joins in this team, together this team is called as a Scrum team. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the moment...
It is
yeah, Rachna, go ahead.
Sir. So my question is, so this one team is like, we are the part of that team, development team. Okay. And we are working for the stakeholders. So
right,
when it is the testing time, so my question is, so our team and the stakeholder tester from with, like, they will get their own separate tester to test the delivery of the product?
Yes, you understood it right.
Okay.
So at the vendor end, because we are creating the
Vendor, okay.
yeah, so we are the vendor for our customer, right, Rachna? Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
our tester are on the job, they are testing, but also while we are testing, customer tester from the another end, they will also test. This happens parallel. Okay, this may happen parallel, or the moment we give sign off from our system integration, customer will resume that. Okay, but sometime you will more of the time you will find that goes generally in parallel or with a slight delay. Okay, we are always ahead of them. The moment we give them sign off, it's at customer end also SIT happens. Okay, system integration testing happens, and they say that, okay, I have tested it or I have made it test pass, even though your team has test passed. Okay, is it clear how it happens? So the same Scrum framework is at our end, and the same Scrum framework is customers IT end as well, IT department end as well. So it run from here. Okay, when customers tester involved. So far you are able to visualize the reality. You can say yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now the system integration testing is done. Then there are chances that, so I'm flipping the page now. So what is going to happen? System integration testing has been passed by the customer as well. Okay. So it means that it has been passed from vendor, from us, and as well as from customer, right? So now the time is that user should accept it, right? That, hey, this has been developed very, very well. So what is going to happen, that you are going to deploy and ship everything to the final environment. To that environment, we call it as a UAT. To which it is also known as, here the type of testing happens. It is known as, the type of testing will be known as what? Any guesses?
User acceptance testing.
Unit acceptance.
That's absolutely right. User acceptance testing. Okay. So here what exactly happens? In user acceptance testing, who does the user acceptance testing? Is it you who is going to test? Your team? Customer does. So from customer ends, who all will be involved? Their tester will be involved. It is clear to you, right?
Yes.
But also there would be some few chosen business owners. Sorry, business users, not business owners. So business owners will be sitting in customers' premises, and they will be doing this user acceptance testing. And also from the vendors, some of the tester and business analysts will be called in the customer premises to perform this user acceptance testing. So now let me repeat that. UAT environment is for user acceptance testing. Let me write here the environment word. Okay. This environment is for user acceptance testing, is done by the testers and business users of client end, and as well as vendors, business analyst and vendors testers are invited at customer location to perform this user acceptance testing. Clear to all of you? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, if they get sign off over here, everything is wonderful, it has to be launched. Okay, it has to be launched in a live environment. Okay, where it has to be live, it has to be shipped, everyone, in which environment?
Live environment.
Live environment. Can you give me some example of live environment? Tell me some applications name which are part of the live environment.
Like in banking.
Like
The banking apps.
Yeah, so tell me.
Paytm, or your
like
or your
launch.
UPI,
Yeah. Okay.
UPI payment gateway.
Yeah. Okay. So if I say that you have developed some website, okay. So can you tell me the name of the website? For example, say means hypothetically that you have developed that, you had been the part of that. So what website is the live in the live environment is still running? What do you remember? Tell me one
Google.com.
website name. Yeah, what is this?
Google.com.
Google.com, Amazon.com, X.com. X is what, do you know? Okay, so
No.
X, yes, I know the Twitter's recent
yes,
name.
Twitter's
Recent name,
new
that's
name is X now. Okay, so you should be knowing what is changing in the market, especially when you are connected with the IT. Okay, because everything, the entire business is moving digitally, and when things are moving digitally, it may sound that whatever social media apps or social media websites are there, it may sound that is for your social gathering. No, their actual uses are business. Okay, to grow the business. So those are the hidden things you should know. So good that you know that Twitter has changed its name to X. Okay, so in case you didn't know, so this is the new update. And having said so, it's a live environment. Okay, what environment, everyone? Live environment. Now, what happens is some error comes into the live environment. Okay, how are you going to fix the things into the live environment? Should you fix?
Yes.
No.
No,
you cannot
actually.
fix.
You cannot fix anything
Corrections.
into the live
Whatever, yeah.
environment.
Before that, you can do it.
Yeah. So when you will do, so in case something is actually problem at the live environment, but it has been passed into the UAT, it has been passed into the SIT and testing and component and integration testing, passed from dev end and unit test end as well. So first, where do we check? Do you check? In which environment you are going to check if that really error exists before live environment as well? Where will you check?
The user.
UAT.
User acceptance testing.
Testing.
Okay, but before that, because it is live environment, but because it is live environment and in UAT it had been already passed. Okay.
Pre-prod.
Oh yes. So this live environment is also called as production environment. What it is called as, everyone?
Production environment.
Yeah, production environment. And before production, there is something your team, your technical team will do, and they will have something to which they call it as a pre-production environment. Okay, pre-production environment, where everything that you see in the live environment, that you will have here as a mirror environment. Okay, this is also called as mirror environment. Okay, this is also known as mock environment. Okay, there are multiple names. Mock production environment. Okay, mock prod environment. Are you with me so far? Following it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So here, all the customers' data, the real-time data, generally customer does not give their own data, but say for example, if it is related to some data and the error came with the credit card, if it is banking software, okay, what they will do? Will they give you the entire data to you to test it because they have found some error? Will they? No, they won't give the credit card and all, because credit card information are very critical. Do you think they should share with you? No, those are their customers' information. So what they will do it, they will mask it and they will give it to you. The few things you may read, few things may go unread. Okay. And yet you have to identify the problem. Who will identify that? Generally dev team, means coder. Okay. Coder and testers and the entire team work together. They identify what is the problem. So here you understood the things what we did in the sprint review meeting. In sprint review meeting, things will continue to get deployed from local environment to development environment to testing environment for component testing or integration testing to system integration testing environment, to which we call it as a SIT environment, to UAT environment, to then live environment. Is it clear? The flow is clear?
Yes,
things
sir.
will
Yes, sir.
continue to move until UAT. And it was really, really required for you to understand these things. Having said so, because I have told you the entire journey till it goes live, now here it comes very, very important. Okay. That you, let me share this. Okay. So here you do the sprint retrospective meeting, multiple things, multiple iteration happen, then it goes to UAT. Okay, so I think the concept is very much clear, and I am sure that you are not confused at anything. Every ceremony is different, and every testing is separate from the previous testing that you had done in the various environments. So far, we are clear. Good. Understanding is complete. Yeah. Can we move to the next?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yes,
Awesome.
sir.
Yes.
Sir,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
I just wanted to confirm one thing. In every
Please do.
sprint, we
Yeah.
have to deploy something. Well, I mean, there is something deployment goes on, correct? After every sprint is been done.
Yeah. So
And then
before, can you
all
repeat
this
it?
process starts.
So let me just calm down, and then you, because I'm just, when I speak, teach, my tempo goes high, and
I know, I don't want to disturb you.
no
but,
problem. So, but I welcome everyone's question, and questions are very important. That clarifies doubt. So could you please ask from the start? What did you ask me?
Right, sir. My question is, after the sprint review has been done, every sprint review has been done, the deployment starts, correct? And while deployment, all this process starts what we are discussing about, correct?
Yeah. After
Okay,
deployment.
that's what I.
Yeah.
So every sprint, after every sprint review meeting, this all process goes on.
Yeah. So when we are mentioning over here, no, Nitesh, deployment, here always consider it is getting deployed at customer location. But during the implementation itself, there will be multiple deployment as well. Okay. Because it is not only just developers are working, no, it is testers are also working. So it will continue to go to tester multiple times. Tester will report some bugs. Okay. And it will come back to developer again for the fixing. Again, they will fix it and give it to customer. Sorry, testers. I'm so sorry if I have missed in the implementation. Customer. It is tester. Developers, business analyst, and testers are in this implementation. Okay. So from local, they will ship to the tester. So the deployment word you will get to see, even if it is moving from local environment to development environment to the testing environment. Is it clear?
Okay.
And deployment here we are only using when it is going towards the customer.
Right. So all this process goes in into implementation part, correct?
Yes. So in implementation, there are multiple deployments. Okay. And deployment, we are not only just doing at the customer's location, we are also doing before moving to the customer. We are internally doing multiple deployments. Sometimes some deployment happens daily. Okay.
Right.
So even if you are slightly confused, ask me the right question so that I can make you more clear. Okay. And this is for all of you, because I want to clarify these all things very, very clear. Okay. So I am sensing still some doubt. So let me answer that. So what exactly is happening? See, coder has coded something. Okay. And he will see, hey, Nitish, I have coded. In case your team is ready for the testing, can you let them test it? You say, okay, my team has tested and they have found some bugs. And can you fix that as well? And when you are giving me another user story to test, give me those fixed bugs as well, so that my team can do that. An example, when you are telling my team, it means either you are Scrum Master or you are product owner. I'm talking in that sense. So you will fix that and you will develop another user story. You miss your team who are coder, and they will ship back and to deploy it back into testing environment. So here, see, environment is changing from local to development environment to the testing environment. So internally, when the movement in environment moves, environment changes, that changes only because of the deployment, internal deployment. So now the internal multiple deployment has happened. Now there will be a time when everything has been tested and marked as okay. Now this time is that we are going to, we are going to see of it towards the customer's location as well. And here separately, we are emphasizing deployment in a separate word. Okay, that now this deployment is indicating towards the exit. Enough of working inside. Now let it work outside towards the customer location as well. Getting it? Here, if we need to break it down further, we will write here coding, analysis and design, testing, and testing phase 1, testing phase 2, testing phase 3, whatever the round of testing will happen. So every round of testing. So this is how it will continue to grow fatter, and fatter, this implementation time. And that's the reason 4 weeks of or 2 weeks of implementation time is given. Is it making sense, Nitish? More clear?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. And hope everyone is clear. Please ask more question over here.
Yes,
I
sir.
have a question, sir.
Yes, Beena, go ahead. You have some question.
Sir, how can it go live without everything being ready?
I didn't get that. Being ready means, what do you mean by that?
No, because when you have explained all the process, you said like it goes into the live environment. But until all the sprints are done, how can it go into the live environment?
Yeah, so it will only go into the live environment after your entire things are ready. See, I was talking about it. Let me go back.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is a very good question, and thank you so much for asking. And everyone should be clear. But until unless the entire sprint is not done, because you are ultimately, you remember, you are developing a larger requirement into the smaller pieces. Okay, so what you are developing over here, till over here you are doing the integration testing. Okay, here you are doing the integration testing, means you are integrating the multiple sprints together. Okay, when you have integrated multiple sprints together, here your customers testers are also working, and they are stitching them together. Okay, all the things are getting stitched, and they are also doing their system integration testing as well. When we get sign off from here, and here things are integrated and your sprints, all sprints are done, then only we move to UAT environment. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
And once we are done into UAT environment, then it goes to live environment. Now, what exactly happens? Sometimes we decide, okay, we need few things mandatorily, okay? And even we don't have to wait for few things to be in the live environment. Okay, so what we will do with customers agreement, we will talk about, say, out of 10, 7 elements, 7 functionality. We continue to develop that. We continue to make 3-4 releases to install at the live environment. In first live environment, in first release, say for example, we are giving them 7 functionality, but again there will be the second release into the live environment, where we are giving them more additional 2 functionality, and these 2 additional functionality will also be tested with integration into the system integration testing. Okay, and at the end we will give them another release. Say for example, in the another release we are giving them 1 functionality which is remaining, plus some bug fixes. Okay, some bug fixes, so they are ready to accept it in the live environment in the 3rd release too. Clear? So not necessary at the very first go, they will customer will ask everything should be ready, and until then we won't start working. You are delivering everything is going into the live environment, and when things are integrated as agreed, tested as agreed and passed as agreed by the customer as well, then only it will move to the live environment. So understand, thing has to be integrated, multiple sprint we have worked, and then we decided we will move things into production after our UAT is done, where say for example, you have worked till sprint 4 and not released anything into the production until you have decided everything that you will be working until sprint 4. Making more sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Do you want more, make it more simpler? Yeah.
I think I can understand, sir.
You can
Yeah.
understand. What about others?
Is it accepted by the customer if we don't release anything even for 2 to 3 sprints?
Yeah, if customer agrees that we are not going for production release, we will be doing 2-3 weeks, we will be doing our own testing. If customer agrees with that, we are going in that fashion. Okay, till 2 to 3 weeks, we are not sending anything into the production. Customers say now we have to go live, and with two functionality we have to go live, and customer's decision, 2 functionality, we are going live with 2 functionality. That's it.
Yeah,
but
because,
it doesn't.
Sir, why I was saying the ideology of Scrum methodology is that you have to deploy in the parts everything whatever comes, and then you have to give it to a customer. So my question was the same. If we do not do it for 3 weeks or even 3 sprints, then how does the methodology of Scrum will be applicable then?
No, so I think you'll have to be more precise to asking me the question. I understand you say that we are delivering things in the pieces. Okay, correct. That's your first part of the question. Now, what is the challenge? What is bringing some doubt?
No, sir. Like deployment is part of the framework of Scrum. So the whole Scrum, the sprint planning has to, sprint has to come together. So I think his question is, how can we go with the deployment when the 3, it's not even ready for the release?
Correct, Veena.
Okay. So when you are saying that it is not ready for the release means, see, customer says that I don't want to go live first. Okay. But do you think customer will take anything without their internal testing? They will also want to test something, right? Like you are going to buy some appliance. So what exactly happens? You make sure that in case it fails, your engineer will come and fix it. That's number 1. Number 2, even if you going for some repairing, you make sure first you test it and then you accept it. You do that even for appliances, if it has gone for repairing. And the same thing is for vehicle as well. Okay. And same thing will happen before launching a rocket as well. So remember, so for those internal purpose also, when customer is accepting, he has to accept everything that you have tested. And first it has to reach at the customer's location into customer environment as well. The moment they will make sure that everything is working for them, then only they will announce their production release. Okay, that on this day we are launching live. Okay, so few things has to be pre-preparatory with the customer, and from where it will come, only if you will work, then it will go to customer, right? It cannot go directly customer unless you won't deploy it. Will it go to customer? Tell me that.
No.
And I have given you one idea also, that even during implementation you are doing multiple deployment. Did I share that with you? Internal deployment will continue to happen for testing.
Actually, sir, main confusion what I can understand that, internal deployment and the main deployment.
Okay. So there are continuous deployment, dear friend. So understand in this way that deployment is at every phases. Okay. So just don't take deployment that only once done. Okay. Here also internally during the implementation deployment is happening. Okay. And if you are satisfied with the internal deployment, now at customer location deployment has happened. Now customer's location deployment has happened. Then what is going to happen? Until customer is satisfied, customer will ask you, there will be more launching has to happen, more deployment has to happen towards the live environment. That will be separate deployment. So there are continuous deployment and internal deployment towards the customer deployment and towards the live environment deployment. So deployment is a common word. Activities performed inside are almost similar. Okay, that you have to transfer the working files to the non-working environment. Where nothing is there, you will launch there, you will build there. So that's the reason we call it as a build deployment. Are you following me? Trying to understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And can I take it as a honest yes? Because I don't want to telling you.
80% honest.
Okay. Okay. So thank you so much for this. So let me quickly think of something that will bring more clarity to you.
Can
okay.
I ask one question?
Yeah,
sir?
go ahead, Veena. Maybe that helps
So
me to
does
answer.
sprint 1,
Mhm.
will that have a deployment too?
Yeah, it has to be also be deployed internally also and externally as well towards the customer location too.
Okay, I got that. Okay.
That's what my question was, what Veena is asking right now.
Okay. So internal deployment will happen and external deployment will also happen. Okay, because the moment you give demo to the customer, here in the sprint review, customer is coming for the demo, no? So the moment demo happens and customer gives a go green, it means it has to be shipped. With me so far? Yeah.
That
because
explains, sir. Yeah.
Customer is involved. Okay. Now clarity with everyone. Any other question? Can I move further?
Sir,
Yes.
can I
Yes,
ask
sir.
a question here?
Yeah, go ahead, Sandhya. Ask me question.
I just wanted to know that live environment does mean that it is open to the public?
It is open
like-
to the public. Like I said,
Okay.
Amazon.com, Google.com, something. The moment it is open, it is open. It is open for public.
Okay, so after every sprint, the deployments and when it goes to the whole process of the live till the live
No.
environment. So like every time it goes on, is it?
Okay. So understand.
No, live will only happen when all the sprints combined, we deliver the
All are
entire
complete.
product. That time live will happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
So again, it is customer's choice. Say, for example, I'm the bank, okay, and I have come down to you, Sandhya, because you are my vendor. And I tell that, on 15th of October, I want to go live. And minimum what you can do, can you develop my entire banking system? You see that this is almost August started. And we have only 2 months in the time. And when you are talking about the entire banking system, I cannot literally give it to you. But what I can do, I can enable you to add customers for you, and they can deposit some fund and they can check balance. Will that work for you? You will ask me.
A chunk of it, kind
Chunk of it. I say, okay, if you will do this 3 things minimum for me, I am relieved. Okay, I will be happy to go live with this 3 functionality, and we will have multiple iteration for you give me more 2-3 modules after 3 months. So we come on agreement. Then what happens until these 3 things are moved, until these 3 things are integrated together, they won't move to the system integration testing, but it will continue to be deployed one by one towards system integration testing for internal testing. And once we are satisfied, we move in another deployment for customer as well. We package it together and we will give it to customer again. Is it clear?
And that would be based on the timelines, right, sir?
That will be based on the timeline that we have agreed earlier.
Agreed upon in the initial discussions.
Yeah, yeah. Because customer will also say that if I have to go on 15th of October, go live, it means till 15th, till the 10th of, or say, for example, 1st of October, our UAT should be complete. And if our UAT should be complete for the 1st of October, because I have to also consider the buffer, till 15th of September, my SIT testing should be complete. And before 15th of October, SIT has to be complete. It means that till 15th of September, your entire SIT and internal work should be done.
Okay.
Right?
Understood.
Yes. Amit, to you also it made sense, and to others as well? More clear? You can unmute and say yes, everyone, if you are clear.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for
became more clear.
Yeah, thank you so much for wonderful question and getting more clarity. Now, the core concept is clear, and I am thankful that this had to be literally very, very profoundly clear. Now, I want you to move towards the sprint review. Okay, because you are marking in sprint review when you are giving demo to customer, and customer is saying that I am really happy the way you have developed it. So whatever you had developed before giving the interview, before giving the review, everything was in, in progress. Do you all agree that before you give it to review, everything was in progress, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So in progress, it came from where? It came from to do, right?
Yes.
Yes. Now it has to move to done. Now it is time, because you have given review to customer, right? And because you have given to review for customer, you have to move things into done phase. But when you will move things into done phase, you need to well beforehand define that done. Okay, that has to be aligned with the readiness as well. So here we are going to learn something which is very important, to which we call it as, just a second, we call as something very important, this definition of done. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So now just understand, definition of done is a shared understanding within the Scrum team on what it takes to make your product increment releasable. Means if things, there are some definition of that done, if it meets those criteria, it means that it is ready to release. Okay, it means that it can be done. So done means you can say releasable, right? It is ready to release to the next environment. With me so far and getting it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so if done is releasable, then you must ask some question. Okay, and this question to all of you, when it says that what does it take a rocket to launch, or what does it take to service engineer to call the customer for the delivery of her vehicle is ready? Okay, or what does it take for doctor to say the surgery is success or surgery is over? Or what does it take to the development team to put the product into production? So what does it take? Tell me. On what basis you can move things into the done phase? Against what you will move? What you will do to move so that you can happily move things into the done part?
You will probably have a kind of a checklist or something that you'll check on things that these are all okay, and
that's
then
amazing
it will
answer.
progress.
Thank you. I'm really happy. First time ever in last 14 batches, at the very first time someone has given this answer. Okay, otherwise people take 3-4 trials to figure it out. This is the checklist we help us to finalize that things can move into done. So that's a very great thing. I'm glad to know that you could figure it out, that it's the checklist. What it is, everyone?
Checklist.
Yes. So checklist, how to create those checklists, that we are going to understand. Okay, so let me move further. Okay, there are 3 main components of definition of done you need to know. One, Your functional requirements should be ready and functioning. The quality should be top notch. Yesterday, Rahul sir might have told you, what do we mean by quality? What do we mean by quality?
Customer satisfaction.
It's a customer satisfaction, or I call it differently.
Yeah.
Not only workable, Nitish.
Make sure everything is worked properly.
Yeah, things should work properly. That's okay. But at the end, customer should be not just satisfied, customer should be delighted. Wow. The moment you go ahead for your vehicle servicing and you tell him everything, and say, for example, one minor thing you could not tell to your person garage in garage, to the person in the garage. So, and you recall, oh my God, I missed to say this, that even that requires to be repaired. And you tried calling him. Okay, please consider it. And somehow your phone is not connecting. Okay. And then you forget it and you say that I'll see if towards the delivery, if we could do it, I'll be more happy. But when you go for the, receiving the vehicle, or when vehicle is handed over to you, you saw that that unsaid error was also fixed in your vehicle. How would you feel?
Very happy.
Very happy,
Amazing.
surprised,
Very
and some additional tips, right? Likewise, to which
You
that I call it as quality.
completed something.
What? Soma, you say something?
Yeah, because that means you accomplished something.
Yeah. Yes, it means that you accomplished something and you added some value without unsaid. Okay. Likewise, what do you do for your customer to make them really delight? And I call it really very, very well. And I'm going to update in my LinkedIn profile as well, that don't be the CEO of a company or CEO of a, if you wonder and dream to become a CEO in your life, don't be CEO, but be at least CDO. And CDO is the one that anyone and everyone can become. And what do we mean by CDO? Any
Customer
guesses?
delightment
Customer
officer.
delightment.
Yes, it's a customer delight officer. The entire trend of business is moving towards this. You have to bring customer first. You have to bring customers focus first. Okay. And your focus has to be towards customer delight. Okay.
Also, I was going to say, say, like, show them that you care.
Tell them you care.
To show them that you care.
Yeah. So show them you care. That's right. Exactly. Show them you care. And of course you could show them that that's brilliant. And how it is going to help you in the business? Can anyone tell me?
It's going to help
Yeah,
you really
future
well.
commitment and business will come.
Yeah, repeat business.
Like cash flow. Last
Cash
time
flow.
you
Wow.
said like cash
Yes,
flow.
I'm super happy that you all can recognize this hidden part. And yes, those could be the intention, but genuinely, if you will work with the intent to help them, you are going to gain really lot of business in future. But remember,
You feel highly motivated.
You feel highly motivated. That's absolutely right, everyone. And you will get multiple rewards, and these are just bonus the moment your customer is happy. Okay, awesome. So this okay, so this. And what exactly it means? Done means anything which is to be marked as done before delivering has to be agree amongst engineering team, scrum master, and product owner. And of course, before this, customer as well. And because customer has agreed, then only we are trying to move things into done. Is it clear? Yeah.
Loud and clear.
Yes,
Yeah. So now, what is that? Anything could be anything. What did I say? Anything means anything which is to be marked as done is what all things you can mark as done. First, your small tiny task you will mark as done, then only you can move everything. See, user story will have the multiple tasks for multiple people. Do you all agree? That I had already shared in the past. Yeah.
Yeah.
And those multiple tasks will be marked as a completed or done. Then only user story will have the capacity to move into done, right? Yes,
Right.
with me so far.
Yes.
And the moment user story is moved into done, it means that code deployment has been also done. That's the reason user story has been moved. Now you will also move code deployment into done. The release means multiple releases happens, right? I'm talking about multiple deployment inside and multiple releases towards the customer. Because multiple code has been released, then only some epic which is created as a ticket inside your ticket management system or project management system. And you know what I mean by ticket, okay? That is over the ticket management system. Your release ticket will also move from to do to in progress to done, because other things are inside it. And every thing which you have read in bullet 1, 2, 3 are part of the sprint. Now you can also mark the sprint 3 into done. Okay, this is how you're going towards the closer. With me so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of you?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Any questions so far, guys? Any tiny and small doubt?
Nope.
Okay. Awesome. Now, if that's the case, and I have talked about high quality functional requirement and even non-functional requirement are the component of DOD definition of the non-functional requirement. When it say means that see, developer says, means coder says everything is working fine as per requirement, but when you go start testing, you are not able to move from one screen to two screen, second screen. Will you feel happy to work on such application?
No.
No.
Oh.
No, it means even though it is non-functional, and moving from one screen to second screen is non-functional requirement. It is unsaid requirement. There is a issue with page load. The moment you are opening the application and you don't see anything on the screen, you see the blank screen, and after say 3 minutes, thing will start loading. Will not it create the panic in front of customer as well? My God, what they have developed, it is taking so much long time to load even a single element on the screen. Will you feel good or you will feel bad about it?
Bad.
Uncomfortable. Bad and uncomfortable, right? And those things are unsaid things, and those are part of non-functional requirement, to which we call it as a availability, or we call it as a performance, or we call it as a means loading of the software. These all, or we can call it as security. Security means say for example, the moment you have checked your account balance on PC number 1, say for example, and you have copied the URL and pasted in your WhatsApp. Say for example, you have sent out that URL to your brother or sister or to your spouse or to your mother or father, to someone, and you tomorrow spending a night at your friend's home partying and all of a sudden you realize you need to check your bank balance, and from your WhatsApp you pick the link what you have sent yourself, and you say that I will use this link in my friend's laptop, and when you click on that link, it gets open. How did not ask you any username or password. What is this? Isn't it an alarm to you?
That's a security breach. Yeah.
That's the security breach. So this is again unsaid non-functional requirements, security, penetration, all these things. So these are not related to functionality, but yet even though it is non-functional requirement, it has to be also taken care during the definition of done. So far, so clear, all of you?
I have questions.
Yes, Gayatri.
So can these non-functional requirements cannot be included as part of product backlog item?
Yeah, they
instead of
yes, they can be. They can be included as a product backlog item. They can be. Gayatri.
okay, but if it is not included, then it comes under the definition of done. Is that what you mean?
Okay, so see, this non-functional requirement, minimum non-functional requirement, we have to agree upon it. Okay. See, few things customer generally don't bother, but from our end, we have to make sure that it has been taken care, right? Okay. So you have to make sure as a product owner, you are including this non-functional requirement under, a product backlog item that you have taken care, even though it is not coming from the customer. Again, this will become the part of customer delight. Okay. Because you have taken care. Customer, say, for example, he forgot. He assumed that it is going to happen. The moment you are releasing your BRD document or FRD document as a business analyst, you are going to mention that we are going to cover this. Okay, Gayatri?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And related to that ticket will also be there. Okay. So cool. And every time you are doing deployment, these are the basic check has to happen. Okay. And who will do that? The coder will not worry, but you as a product owner will mention that your testers are taking care of it. Okay. Is it clear? See, I'm talking about who will do what, so that you are getting the eagle's eye, eagle's view, that when you are working as a product owner or Scrum Master, you are knowing whose responsibility is what and what they should not miss and what they should complete. Making some more sense? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, the very important thing which is coming to you, and I need 100% attention of yours, is to which we call it as user stories. What we call it as a?
User stories.
And you need to know how to write an user story. Sorry, how to write a user story. And there are always a format to write user story. And what are those format may look like this. Okay. That is, as a user can be the actor. I keep on giving to the banking example. So of course, one user is you. If you're going to the bank, who else would be the user in the bank?
The teller?
The teller. Well, who else? Cashier.
The manager?
Manager, branch manager, assistant branch manager. All those could be the
customer.
user and the customer. Right? Every one of them are user. And one common thing what they can do, they can perform some action. What? They can check your balance, and you too can check your balance, right?
Right.
Right? So as a user, I want to do some action. You need to mention the action so that its impact is where. Okay, that you need to identify. Be very much clear. This is the certain format you need to follow. As a business analyst, you need to know that how user stories are written. Okay, as an actor, say for example, business analyst is writing one user story that will be tested for all those users, or that will be tested for all different functionality. More such user stories will be created. So you are going to write user story number 1 for one activity. As a customer, I want to view, I want to check, I want to access, or I want to check my balance so that I'm ready to withdraw my cash. As a customer, I want to okay, see what you will do. As a customer, I want to access my account. Okay, you will do first access. Why? So that you can check, view your balance, right? Or as a customer, I want to check summary. Okay, I want to click summary so that I can view balance. More precise, more clear. Then as a teller, I want to view, I want to click summary so that I can check my customer's balance. As a branch manager, I want to click view or click summary so that I can view my customer's balance. So there are 3 user stories. With one example, I gave it to you. With me so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, when you have developed every user story, make sure every user story will have its corresponding acceptance criteria. The moment you attach acceptance criteria means the moment you are writing as a customer, I want to click view so that I can check my bank balance. The acceptance criteria means that your username password is working to the banking application. Your page is loading for the balance summary. You are able to click on the view button or the summary button. So with one user story, you are performing 3, 4, 5 action. With me so far?
Yes.
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 Hello, everyone. And
Yes.
so one user story, multiple acceptance criteria. One user story, multiple acceptance criteria. So every user story is written at the top in the Jira or DevOps Azure or any online tool, and multiple acceptance criteria will go inside the comment of it. But as a business owner, as a business analyst, you can also mention in the comment if any business rules will be there. Business rules in another scenario. All the third Saturday and fourth Saturday, or all the first and third Saturday, banks are closed. That's the business rule. Or another business rule I applied, that no withdrawal will happen by after 7 p.m. Say, for example, I'm just creating by my own. These are not real-time business rules. Business rules will be different. Okay. Say, for example, another business rule, only Visa ATM card can withdraw withdraw the certain amount. Okay. Another business rule, the moment ATM card is activated, only $10,000 can be withdrawn. These are certain business rules in the different user story. With me so far? Are you able to relate when I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. So now business analyst will also create some workflow. Workflow means kind of a flow chart. Okay. For reference point of view. He will also create some mockups. Mockup means how the on user interface, application will look like. If he wants to mention algorithm, he will mention that. Any data point he wants to mention, he will mention that. But here, our focus area will be user story and acceptance criteria only. Okay. With me so far, everyone?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Our focus is user story and acceptance criteria. When we say that, so say, for example, so can I take few more minutes, or are you feeling, all of you are feeling sleepy?
No, sir. Sir, user stories are part of epics, correct?
Yeah. So epics are generally further expanded. You can't say user story are part of the epics. In fact, yeah, you are right. Means epic is the parent, understand, and user story is child.
Parent. The big story is that, correct?
Yeah. So epics are one-liner goal, one-liner vision, Nitish. Okay. Understood, right? So here you see the acceptance criteria and user story. It is quite clearly written. And is it okay, guys? I'm able to take few one more slide and then I'll be done. So is it okay? Can I continue?
Yeah. Sure, sir.
Okay, thank you. So what happens exactly? User story example 1, it says that, again, it is simplifying. As an actor, and who is the actor? The flyer. Okay. And I want to view my past trips. So for past trip, what you will do? You will log in into the system. So login would be the acceptance criteria, right? That customer is able to log in successfully. That should be the acceptance criteria. With me so far?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So here in user story, it says that as a flyer, I want to view my past trip. Why? So that I can find out how much LTA I can claim. In one user story, his intention is to claim the LTA. In the another user story, what it says, as a frequent flyer, I want to view my past trip so that I can find out how many miles I have earned. So with every trip, airlines is attaching and adding some miles, okay, reward points or miles. So that is his intention in the next user story. So in this format, there's 2 user stories are written, right? Agree?
Agree.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any question here in the user story I'm asking?
No.
No, not to all of you. If not, then
No.
I have something for you to do, and to which I call it as a said assignment today. And for that, I want you to take the screenshot of it. Can you all take screenshot of it? In case you are not able to take the screenshot of it, once it gets uploaded into the recording, that time just pause it here at 1 hour 43 minutes. Okay, 1 hour 43 minutes. Just pause it and take the screenshot of it. Okay, where it is read differently. Here you have to write user story. So user story, you are a flyer, right? And here it is written, as a registered frequent flyer of Fly Agile Airlines, I want to book my ticket through Fly Agile Airlines portal so that I can gain my miles. And I'm going to tell you that you are going to travel either in economy class or business class. Okay, and you could be either bronze member or silver member or gold member. Okay, 3 types of memberships are there. Okay, and you can claim your discount if you travel below 1,000 kilometers in any of the classes, being any of the member. And you can, and for every type of membership there are different discount. Okay, and also this discount will increase if you travel more than 1,000 kilometers but less than 2,500 kilometers, and this will further increase if you travel more than 2,500 kilometers. Is it clear?
Yes.
So how would you write it? So write the user story for each each cell. So there are 3 distances and 2 classes and 3 types of membership. Minimum, how many user story you think can be created? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3. So how many minimum user story you can create out of it?
18.
18. Yeah. So how? So as a bronze member, I want to travel up to 1,000 kilometers in economy class so that I can claim 50% discount. 50% discount. You don't need to mention KM count 50%. Okay, 50% discount. With me so far, the very first one, or
Yeah.
as a frequent flyer of Fly Agile Airlines, as a silver member, I want to travel in business class up to 1,000 kilometers so that I can claim my 125% discount. Did you get it?
Yes.
Likewise, I want you to create for every single thing. You have to write 18 different user story that you don't have to send me email. You have to post it into WhatsApp group. So 2 types of assignment. One, you have to give me all the summary, what you have learned. Okay, the videos that you are going to post into WhatsApp group that you are going to share with me. That's number 1. Number 2, you are going to create this assignment until we meet next time again. And that before that, you are going to submit it in WhatsApp group, that either you type into the Excel or write handwritten into, notebook. Just give me the photograph of that. I'll be happy. And I'm going to review it by my own. Is it clear, everyone?
Loud and clear.
Okay. So having said so, I want you to just take a, breath of relief that we are done today. I know a lot of information, but I believe that every one of you understood. Supriya has some question. Yes, Supriya.
Yeah, so to write the user story, like, do we have a pattern or just write in a
Yeah, the
regular
pattern I
sentence?
showed you, user story. The format is going to be this only, Supriya. And thank you one more time for asking. This is the pattern, that as an actor, as a user. So here for this, you are user as a flyer. You're going to write only for flyer. Okay. And I want to, what you want to do? I want to get a discount, right? How much? Sometimes 50%, sometimes 75%, sometimes 125%. So that, so I want to, first you will travel, right? I want to travel up to 1,000 kilometers so that your ultimate goal is to get the impact of 125% of discount. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. So this is the format. As a user, I want to do what? So that impact will be what? So this is what it is. And after having said so, I want each one of you, please help me by going to WhatsApp group and type your one word. What do you feel like saying? Are you feeling more connected today? Are you feeling more focused today and more understanding today and able to understand things super easily? Because that was my core intent and that's what we declared. Okay.
Yes, Gaurav sir, it was a very good session. Not trying to put anybody down, but yesterday was
no problem. So you
whatever. But today was really nice. You explained us so much in depth of things that we would need when we get placed, right? So really, really good session today.
Yes,
yeah, it was a great session. It was a great session. Plus, also I was also watching the same thing on YouTube as well.
Yes,
and so also it was a flashback.
Yeah. And I want you to understand one thing, all of you, that you may go to the different, YouTube link and all. You will think that things are being taught, but these things are taught so much complicated, in so much complicated way. You will have self-doubt whether I am the right person to get placed as a Scrum Master Business Analyst or not. We don't need to make things complicated. We have the power to yet make things more simple and effective. I want you to carry that belief and that confidence, because I want to see all of you to genuinely get placed. So that's my intention that I want to say. So good, you know that things can be presented in front of you in complicated manner as well, because you are going through some videos as well. So great. So not only share over here.
Amit.
Okay, someone said something, or did I hear something?
Yes, sir. I too agree with Amit, whatever he said.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much, Sonali. So, yeah. So please go ahead and type into the WhatsApp chat. How did you feel? Let me relate with that and let me bring more simplicity for your understanding tomorrow. Tomorrow is
and Gaurav sir, I had one more favor that I needed to ask from you.
Yeah, please do.
Okay. All of us have our own schedules, but for any reason, and we understand it, for any reason, if you're not able to take a class for whatever reasons, right? We all have our own personal things happening. Don't take, let's not have a class that day. That's okay. We'll extend the class by 1 day.
Okay.
Yes, we want to wait for you, sir.
Yes, sir. I agree that.
Okay. Wait. First, let me stop the session. Okay. First, let's stop the session and you please go ahead, type the things into WhatsApp group. Okay. And let me relate with that. Thank you so much for you showing up, and we'll talk to you soon.